We have run the program and we have seen how things are happening in that run. Now let's look at the different files of the program. First we'll start with main.c. I have explained about comments, and this is how a file header looks. It's all comments, and we have the name of the file, we have the author, and when was it created, and if there were any changes or not. The include files are necessary because if you want to have printf or any such functionality, then these are the files that are generally included. You can include them in your program. Then we define the globals. Char name, so the name of the player 1, name of the player 2, and the board itself. Then we have the function declarations. There is a difference between a declaration of a function and a definition of a function. When you declare a function, you don't have the implementation of the function. This is just the signature of the function, and tells the compiler that these functions are defined somewhere else, and the linker might be able to find it. So the compiler knows that these functions are somewhere else, and it will not give an error in that case. Similarly, we also have definitions of variables and declarations of variable. This is a definition of a variable, because here, as you see, the space is allocated for the variable. We will also look at the declaration of a variable as well. All these are function declarations. Then we go to the main function. Now if you look at the main function, it is returning an integer and it has certain input values as well. We will just ignore these for the time being, but you can just have them as it is over here. Integer I is the variable that we'll use for loop. Player 1 means that the first player is going to begin with the game, and move is -1. So by -1 we mean that some invalid move has been put in, just for the sake of safety. Then we have function called player get names. So if you remember, when we have run the game, it asks for the names of the players. So this is what it does. Board init is going to put 0 to 8 in the matrix called board, and board display is going to display the board. So this is the first time it happens. Then we go into a for loop. Now this for loop will run from 0 to 9. Why 0 to 9? Because 0 to 8 in fact, a total of 9 times at the maximum. Why 9 times at the maximum? Because you can just have 9 moves. You look at the matrix, it is a 3 by 3 matrix. There are a total of 9 moves possible. So this is what we mean. A total of 9 moves are possible. And the first thing that we are going to do is we are going to get the move from player. So this is player, here is 1 when we start, and it will return the move. Move can be anything from 0 to 8. We'll look at this function in the later file called player.c. Then in the board make move, what we do, if you remember, we enter the X or O at the appropriate position in the array called board, and then we display the board again. Now we have to see if a player has won, but we have to start checking only if the number of moves is greater than or equal to 4. See, no one can win before that number of moves is. There should be at least 3 moves by one player. So that is why we have put this condition over here. If player 1 has won, so we have seen in the previous slides that this will return a true or a false. So if a player has won, then this will return a true, and if the player is player number 1, then it will print the winner is name 1, else it will print the winner is name 2. Then we add player, or we increment the player. So if the player is 1, it will become 2. If the player is 2, it will become 3. But if the player is 3, then we just reset it back to 1. So these two statements will make the player 1 from 1 to 2 and from 2 to 1, 1 to 2, 2 to 2, 2 1. So the player, with these two statements, the player will keep on toggling from 1 to 2, 2 to 1 and so on. So this is used for toggling the player from 1 to 2 and 2 to 1. If it is a chance of player 1, then the next chance is for player 2 and the next chance is for player 1 and so on and so forth. Exit success. Okay. So if a total of all the moves have been exhausted, no one will win the game and nothing will be displayed over here. At this point, when the for loop is exhausted, you can say that the game is a draw, but I have not put that over here, but you can definitely do that. Thank you.